Hey everyone, Draco Prime 220 here, and Lorenzo, this is for you. You dirty rat. You killed Transformers, you dirty rat. Woo. Yeah. A lot of people's fears have pretty much been confirmed due to some documentary that has revealed, what Lorenzo's been doing. And the only one that has had the ability to stand up to him and tell him, shut it, is Michael Bay. You could say what you want about Michael Bay, the Transformer films. You could dislike them, you can love them, you can be like that, meh, there's something to put on during a rainy day. But you gotta give him credit where he's able to stand up to someone and be like, shut your mouth. You know? I found this out through, there are two people that brought this to my attention because I am subscribed to them. One is Laszlo Venn and the Fire Brothers. They pretty much spilled the beans about this whole thing, and I can only imagine if Lorenzo's already gotten upwind of this, I can imagine he is furious. Hey, not trying to be mean, but karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch, Lorenzo. You should have figured that out by now. With this all these rumors, there have been rumors of Michael Bay saying he's returning to the Transformers franchise to make another one. I'm all for it, because we haven't gotten a good Transformers film since Bumblebee and Transformers 1. Rise of the Beast to me was okay. Could it have been better? Yeah. But I do find it it's just an entertaining movie to put on a rainy day, or just put something on just to pass the time. And it's always nice to hear Peter Cullen. Yeah, we just I have to give credit to Laszlo Venn and Fire Brothers for bringing this to our attention. And I could just say, if Michael Bay does return, like CinemaCon's next week, I will cry. We're already getting info about Godzilla Minus Zero, and hopefully, nothing confirmed yet, Supernova. But if they reveal we're working on a new Transformers movie, Michael Bay is back, I'm all for it. I'll be crying tears of joy. Just Michael Bay, if you ever see this video, which I doubt, get Lorenzo the hell out of there, please. You could find someone who's better to help out. And of course, I'm hoping we get Peter Cullen back and Frank Welker just one more time. I don't know if Peter Cullen, there is that talk of that Skybound Transformers animated series they're making based off the comics. I don't know if Peter Cullen's coming back for that, or Frank Welker. But really, we need them to play Megatron and Optimus Prime at least one more time. Please. Yeah. There will be a description, their links will be in the description box below, about what is going on. So, yeah. But the second thing is we're going to talk about is Transformers Age of Extinction, actually. Transformers Age of Extinction, also once again thanks to the Fire Brothers. Very good channel, by the way. He is so funny and informative. He sounds like a cool guy. So, he put out a video about this. The original ending of Age of Extinction was going to be way different than we thought. It was going to involve Galvatron, and Lockdown, yes, was going to be in the movie, but he was going to be the leader of this group called the Lords of Deception. I think they should have called them the Masters of Deception. That would have been a nice Transformers animated callback, because Starscream even says, as he's flying down, he says, "You cannot deceive a Decepticon Autobot. We are the Masters of Deception." You know, that would have been a nice little callback. Instead of calling them the Lords of Deception, Masters of Deception. And, of course, Age of Extinction would have gone totally different. With all the concept art that I saw, too, there was this concept art of Dinobots. Not, of course, there was Grimlock and others, but there was a Brachiosaurus Dinobot, a Parasaurus Dinobot, And I'm like thinking, we could have gotten a bunch of those too. Age of Extinction would have went very different, and I think what also the Fire Brothers said is that Epps was meant to return, and Ratchet was meant to die still. Yeah, either way, he was meant to die. I'd have to, between you and me, folks, Ratchet's death is the most disturbing death in the Transformer movies. If you know why, you know why. But in this version, he was going to chase down Lockdown, get into a fight with him, and then get killed by a trap that Lockdown sets for him. And Lockdown was going to take his buzzsaw. And that I think I would have been more interesting than taking the spark, because I really don't know what Lockdown was going to do with it. Like, was he using it like for energy? Probably a trophy. No, probably a trophy, but I think if he was like to take upgrades, like weapons and stuff from his fallen opponents, as like an upgrade / trophy for himself, I think that would have hit harder than him taking the spark of a Transformer. But yeah, Age of Extinction was meant to be a lot different, especially the ending, which I'm going to talk about. We were meant to get Grand Galvatron, where Grand Galvatron, like Galvatron merges, combines with all the KSI drones and the facility itself and becomes Grand Galvatron. And I saw this concept art that Fire Brothers showed on his screen. I'm like, oh, crap. That would have been a good ending to have. I think I would have preferred that one because there's a very interesting reason why. Grimlock. And you're thinking, Grimlock, he's a beast. He's going to kick Grand Galvatron's rump. Nope. If you look at the artwork closely, Grand Galvatron has Grimlock by the throat. And if you look closely at Grimlock's feet, his feet are off the ground. And I'm like, oh, wow. And my mind goes way back to when Age of Extinction was first announced. Can you picture if they chose that ending instead of the one they gave us? Can you imagine? Like, imagine in the trailer, we see, of course, Cade and everyone else and the Transformers and the Dinobots, but then the screen goes to black and then you hear Grand Galvatron saying, you have all this power, but yet you protect the weak. And that is why you will lose. And you could have like as he says that, it shows like Galvatron getting Grimlock's face while holding him by the throat. Can you picture how many people would have freaked out? There would have been speculation and theory videos up the wazoo. Because people would be thinking, oh my god, are they going to kill Grimlock in his first live-action introduction? People would have been making theories about that. Can you imagine how... That would have probably broke the internet, because everyone would be thinking, is Grimlock going to walk away? They're like, nah, they ain't going to kill Grimlock. They can't. If they wanted to, they could have, because they killed Jazz, Ironhide, Ratchet, and... they could have if they wanted to. But the fact is that this ending would have upped the stakes, because Optimus Prime and everyone else would have had to help the Dinobots out. And that's almost like the Predator, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where you got Arnold playing Dutch, this big, buff, tough military soldier, this mercenary, you're like, not afraid, tough as nails, but then this alien hunter comes around, and then at the end, picks him up by his neck like he weighs nothing, tosses him around, punches him around like he's a punching bag, like he weighs nothing, like he's like a doll. Can you imagine if they did something similar with this, like have Grimlock giving all he has, and Grand Gal just throwing him around, punching him around? Can you imagine that? That would have been like, oh crap, is Grimlock going to walk away from this? That ending I think I would have preferred more, because if you got something that can actually bring Grimlock to, get Grimlock, like close to death, that's terrifying because let's remember, people, Grimlock is the only Transformer that can rival both Optimus Prime and Megatron in strength. And Optimus has the matrix of leadership. If you got someone that is that powerful that can rival both leaders of both factions, that's saying something. But then you got this concept art of Grant Galvin picking him up by the throat. I think if that actually happened, I would have started crying, because Grimlock is one of my favorites. I'm also a big fan of T-Rex. So I would have probably been crying my eyes thinking Grimlock was going to die. Yeah. I think that ending would have been very... I think it would have been better, because everyone could have had a participation. And second of all, you would actually see that, yeah, Grimlock is strong, Grimlock is ferocious, but he's not invincible. There is something that could actually bring him down, possibly. I just think, you know, with some of the concept I've seen, like all the other Dinobots they were planning on putting in, like Slash or something. I really think that sometimes the concept art that I've seen of some of the ideas that these movies had, like what they were gonna do, possibly, I think would have worked out in a way a little bit better, made things a lot more interesting. Similar thing with Godzilla 2014. I got nothing against the movie, but it's called Godzilla, people. You want to see Godzilla. I appreciate what Gareth Edwards started, but him continuously teasing the fight, not showing much of it, it's almost like that. Like the concept art that I found out about, that I saw, like, there was originally, it wasn't going to be the Mutos that Godzilla was going to fight. There was a bird thing called pterodactyl. Then there was like a 6-limbed Anguirus kind of creature. And then, remember that, if anyone remembers from the very first teaser of the Godzilla 2014, there was that centipede creature that was dead. He was also going to be in the movie as a living creature until beaten by Godzilla. That would have been a nice mixture of Godzilla Raids Again, Rodan, and also the Godzilla animated series, because in the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla series, Godzilla did fight like an alien centipede creature that could take the form of him. So that would have been a nice little Easter egg there. But we didn't get that. Once again, I am not trying to bash Godzilla 2014, but the constant cutting away from the fights, you could barely make out, you know, what was going on. That hurt the movie for me. And on top of that, Godzilla's introduction, how when he comes to Hawaii, was done perfectly. You know, building up to his big reveal. But here we think we're going to get a big fight between him and the male Muto. No. They cut to a little kid sleeping. And all we see is the footage on the news and the aftermath. And I'm like, really? It's called Godzilla, not people. That's why I really prefer the other MonsterVerse films. I'll even say it. This is a hot take for me. Monarch Legacy of Monsters does way better with monster action and humans than Godzilla 2014 did. I said it. That's how I feel. But, yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap up this video for today, because a lot of people had a theory about Lorenzo, and he just got called out and just got exposed. So, sorry, Lorenzo. Once again, karma's a bitch. You didn't have to be the way you are, and probably you're going to pay for it. Like, you're probably going to get fired, or they're going to find a new one to replace you. Didn't have to be this way. You could have done well, and you didn't have to be a jerk. But, yeah, that's going to be it for today. So, if you liked the video, like and subscribe. And, subscribe to my channel for more. Until next time, I am Draco Prime 220, signing off.